Hey folks, here today to review the Vevor 2-in-1 hand bandsaw. It's a portable unit, but comes with a stand, and you can mount it to the stand. This one's obviously already mounted up, and thought we'd compare it to a Klutch, which they just came out on the market with. And we'll go over the pros and cons of the Vevor brand first. Price wise, this was $168 on Amazon. So that's how much they run, which is not a bad deal for something as compact. So this is lightweight. I think they weigh about 25 pounds, and it takes up about the same footprint as a chop saw. So that's a nice thing. Over here, we'll talk about the adjustments. You've got kind of underneath, there is a tightening bolt, and you can change the angle at which, sorry I don't have this thing mounted down. You can change the angle at which you want to cut. So this will go from 0 to 45 degrees, looks like. Pretty much straightforward. Pull the trigger, you've got a power switch up top, and you've got a variable speed over here on the side. As well as you've got a handle here that has some hex tool storage, as well as you can adjust it. So you can have it up here if you want. But the clamp system is your traditional chop saw clamp. Comes in and it tightens up. It's nice and secure. Everything about the saw, this is a 10 amp motor. Everything is pretty close to the Klutch, except that design wise, one of the biggest, what we see as the flaw, is there is no stop. So if you're trying to position something in here, there's nothing to keep this thing from falling over, and you see it barely stays upright and then it drops down. So that's one of the flaws on this unit. The other one being to convert it to a portable unit, you have to take these 3 hex nuts, which are into the cast housing. You're going to take those off to take this saw apart. That I see is also a problem over time. If you're using this, it's just going to take too much time to take it on and off, and if you do, it's easy to strip one, and if you're not careful, you're stuck with only a portable unit, and you will lose the frame chop. Also noted, this does have an LED located right here to light up your work, which is really nice. I like the clamp system. I like, the base, everything on this machine I like, except for there's no stop and the mounting system. So that's the Vevor. So on sale, I got $10 off because I ordered online, is this Klutch unit. Get a little bit farther back. So it is so it's very much almost the same machine. It has an LED as well. It has hex nut storage in the handle, and it has a more powerful motor. Not much, but it's got an 11 amp motor as opposed to 10 amp motor, and its clamp system is different, which but the main thing on this is when you raise it, it automatically locks it in place. So you can position your work. Now you have to pull this pin because it's spring loaded every time you want to drop it. But it's nice after you're done the cut, you can lift it and it latches and is out of your way. Now which I think is great. I feel much more comfortable with having it locked up, and since it's not spring, neither one of these have a spring system, so neither one are spring loaded. The clamp system is different, and that it's just two kind of sliders with a knurled shaft, but which when you lock it down without anything in it, it seems pretty chintzy, but once you put something in it, it locks down and is nice and tight. So it cams forward when with, I guess, that knurl. So that works really well and is actually, I don't like that it's plastic here, but the system works fine, and which is kind of nice is you can actually work it with one hand. You can clamp it, and to release it, you just do it just like that. So it's a little faster. But the real star of the show is right here. Drop it down. You unscrew this pin, this nut right here, which is actually a retained pin, and voila, you've got your unit off just like so. So that's a truly 2-in-1, easy to convert. Just takes a second. Then you just tighten your little wing nut back up, and you're back to the same position. Controls are very much the same. You got a power on and off at the top, and you got a variable speed on the side. I would note that this trigger, this one has a lockout. The other one does not. You pull the trigger on the other one, the Vevor, and it just goes. This one you have the thumb safety. Also, the switch quality is definitely better on the Klutch. The switch feels better. So that's the two. Price-wise, so I got this online for $135. So this was $30 cheaper than the Vevor. And while we're at it, we'll mention another way you can go, which is a Hercules stand, which they're pretty nice stands. They've got, this one goes from vertical to horizontal, uses a piston. The only problem with it, it doesn't have, in my opinion, a very good base. It works fine, but clamping material is not particularly easy, and the saw is mounted to this big frame, so unlike the other two where the saw pivots, this one, the saw remains at a standstill, kind of the same way as a chop saw, and instead you rotate the backstop. But the big problem with this system is there's not much of a clamping system. They've got this, and you can use like vice grips like that's set up here. But it'd be nice if they had integrated a proper proper clamp system, as well as something with rounded corners. The base to me looks a little, I don't know. You'd think it would have looked more like a chop saw base like the others, with rubber bumpers and that sort of thing. But this unit, how much was this Hercules?
I got it for $84 on sale.
And this came from
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight. So this unit, just the stand, was $84. So for $50 more, you could have bought the Klutch, the whole unit. So anyway, I hope my viewers appreciate this video. Please like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions, we'll try to we'll try to answer them. But basically, not impressed with the Vevor, real impressed with the Klutch.